There we go.
Right. I was almost doing my white person dancing, biting my lip and
snapping
my fingers. I'm doing that.
Yep. The white guy overbite. Hi, everybody. I'm Ian. That's Jerrod. And this is, what's the name of our show?
Ian and Jerrod's Humpday Extravaganza.
And we have quite the audience today. Thank you all for joining us.
Right.
Yeah. That's our new intro. I like how that song is layered. Oh, what are you drinking?
Coke Zero.
Coke Zero.
Sponsor of Ian and Jerrod's Humpday Extravaganza.
Yep. Made to taste more like classic Coca-Cola than diet. And I forgot the name of the new chemical they put in it to make it. It's
what's aspartame?
No. It's something K or I can't remember what it was called. But
hold on, the audience is going to be riveted as I look up.
Yeah, the scientific name isn't as fun as its street name.
Ketamine.
Yeah, it's ketamine. Yeah, horse tranquilizer. Yeah. Woo!
I feel so chill now.
Yeah, there it is. Coke Zero. Zero Coke in it, but all the ketamine you could want.
That's right. Sweet ketamine.
So, welcome everybody. This is our 2-week. We do this every other week. Sit around. Basically, Jerrod and I have a conversation, and we let people listen to it and even participate.
Yeah, and chime in.
Yeah, this is a chiming in show. If you're going to watch, we really encourage you to chime in. And you do that using the comments on either YouTube or Facebook. And we will see them. And, and we will pick some of them to put on screen and interact with. So, just use the comment section liberally. And here we go. Oh, our first comment.
There we go. The chime has sounded.
There it is. So, our topic this week is summer.
Yes.
And in particular, something near and dear to Jerrod and I's heart is summer foods.
Right. Yesterday, the first day of summer. So already got to start thinking about those great summer foods.
So I'm gonna tell you exactly what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna encourage the audience to grab a piece of paper, get out your phone, something you can write some stuff down, and create a top 5 list for yourself of your favorite summer foods. Right. So take a minute, get that list. We're gonna go to buy them line by line. We're doing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we want to hear what the audience picks are, and we want to know if you agree with us, or probably even more fun when you don't agree with us, when you passionately disagree with us. That always makes for fun. That's why I watch Fox News, so I can just passionately disagree with people.
And I will say, like, you may have some foods that are on my list, and I appreciate that. I want you to share those so I can tell you why you're wrong.
Yeah, exactly. This is all about why the other person is wrong. And yeah. All right. So should we just get into it?
Well, I'd like to start out with a couple of honorable mentions.
Okay.
Honorable mentions. So my mom, if you ask my mom her favorite dessert, it depends on the season. And she has a favorite summertime dessert, and that's peach pie.
Okay.
Which is a cool, I think, kind of a cool way to do it. You
Yeah.
know? And I like to think about that when I was thinking about the list, like, favorite summertime dessert. Yeah, and there's some favorite summertime meals. Because these days there's a lot of things you can eat year round, but they're just better in the summer.
And peaches are a summer fruit, right?
Yeah.
And I would argue it isn't until modern times that you could have peaches all year round.
Right.
Right. And so I mentioned back before that peach pie would be a summer thing, and then once the peaches were gone, the pies were gone.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Another favorite of mine is carne asada. And I'm not talking about like the Chipotle kind. I'm talking about when I was in the Marines, it was like very diverse. So, I had a lot of buddies who were from all over the country, really all over the world. And doing cookouts, we'd all do cookouts at each other's houses and things like that. And growing up in Connecticut, I was definitely not aware of this, but my Mexican buddies doing carne asada, which I believe is the flank steak.
Yeah.
They do it on the grill. They depending on how they spice it up and everything. Yeah. And then what they'll do is they take like hot peppers, like jalapenos, put those right on the grill. Go as far out as char them.
Yeah.
As that steak's getting done, they're chopping it up right on there, and then it's great. It's like you can go through with the plate, just put what you want on the tortilla right there. When you char that hot pepper, it seems to calm the heat inside. So
yeah,
totally different flavor, and a flank steak just like pulls in flavor so much, and probably not something a lot of people where we are here in Rhode Island get a chance to experience. But man, even now when I go places, sometimes I might smell it on a grill in distance, and it makes me think of summer. It's one of the things I love about summer is that smell of that carne asada going on the grill.
All right. I have a couple of honorable mentions as well.
Yes.
All right. So the first one, and the reason I left this off the list is because it may be a summer thing for me, but it's because it happens at 4th of July. My cousin Heather, shout out to Heather, makes a banana with vanilla it's like a vanilla pudding with vanilla wafers on top, and it's cold, it's like after a day on the beach, it's like heaven. So, but that's something that's very specific to my family. We host a 4th of July cookout every year, so it's synonymous with that. And my second honorable mention, I didn't do beverages on the list, so this one got left off because it's a beverage, but Dell's Lemonade. Rhode Island thing. Dell's Lemonade summer. I'm on my second one in June. I've had 2 Dells this June, so I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
That's a good call. You know what? There's one that I had on my top 5 that I pulled off.
What's that?
That was fried clams.
Okay.
And I like the idea of fried clams when you get them at the stand and you're outside by the beach. I ended up pulling them off because usually when I eat them, it's like inside somewhere and kind of heavy. So I ended up pulling them off the list, but they almost made it. That's great.
If anybody has some alternate that didn't make it onto your top 5, throw them in the chat, and we will get them. But
we will tell you why you're wrong.
We'll tell you why you're wrong, unless you picked ours. Well, alternates you can be. We're not going to argue the alternates. It's kind of warm up,
right.
Yeah. Unless it's horrible, unless it's just bad. So, all right. So, what's your number 5, buddy?
My number 5, grilled veggies. Hold on. Should we do this?
Are you putting it in the chat?
Nice. Yeah.
All right. Grilled veggies. Any particular veggies?
So it is kind of broad, but when I think of the grilled veggies that I like the most, I think of like zucchini and summer squash when they're sliced thin but long, little olive oil on it. All you need is some salt and pepper on it, and they go on the grill. Mm-hmm. And like when they come off and they've got those char marks on them, and you get a little char in the bite right there. And you can put a little balsamic on them, or if you're a little crazy, red wine vinegar instead. But I might not be the biggest veggie guy in the world. I'm trying to be more of one, but man, I love those grilled veggies that the char marks right on the grill. Mm-hmm. I also included in that, I don't know if you've ever done this, when you take the veggies and you put it in aluminum foil and you like throw some butter in there and then maybe like lemon pepper, a little salt on it, wrap it up and grill that. Put that on the grill. A little soy sauce maybe in there. Mom coming up with it.
There
It is just so good. I love that. It's the best way to do veggies.
Yeah. And that's kind of why you're wrong. Because it's veggies. I just, like if they're healthy, they can't be fun. That's my rule.
See, the reason I disagree is because I think of summer, sometimes it's the heavier foods, but a lot of times it's the lighter foods.
Yeah, but there's other lighter foods that have a little bit more sugar content or no, you're wrong. Contradicting you almost 180 degrees here.
Right.
Mayonnaise. Right. My number 5 is mayonnaise-based salads. So you got your potato salads, your macaroni salads, anything you can load up is cold and with mayonnaise. That's my number 5. So those to me they go good with anything on the grill. Anything you make on the grill, like barbecue sauce, it just complements. It's a mayonnaise delivery system, and it's perfect. And it is only in the summer. I
can't believe you shit on grilled veggies.
Yep.
And then you immediately come with mayonnaise salad.
Yeah. That happened.
That is the whitest summer dish anybody could come up with. You might as well just put raisins in it.
That's it. So mayonnaise-based salad. Let's see. Amy put grilled pineapple. Amy, is that your number 5? I think it is. Anybody else want to contend? Right now, we have a very contentious debate about healthy versus unhealthy.
Yeah. And healthy doesn't mean bad. And I'm trying to get, eat more vegetables, be healthier, especially as I get older. But man, grilled veggies versus mayo salad. Like, eat the grilled veggies when you're outside at the picnic or the cookout or something. You can still go. But you start eating those mayonnaise salads, it's like, now I feel really hot. And when it's a hot day and those mayonnaise salads have been sitting out for a while.
No. You got proper refrigeration.
Salad. Next thing you know, botulism running through your body.
No.
That's a murder salad is what that is.
One word for the grilled veggies, gassy. That's all I'm going to say. So either way, there's going to be a foul stench, either mayonnaise or gassy. All right, number 4.
All right. So my number 4 is pasta salad, specifically the summertime ones. Like when people go out and they bring them, sometimes they might do a Caesar type one, but it's really just pasta, maybe some cubed up veggies that I actually like. Sometimes people throw like maybe some bacon in there, and then like an Italian dressing in that to kind of pull it together. Like I said, some people do it with like a Caesar dressing in it. And I like macaroni salad. No, potato salad, to me, it's too heavy. It's just too
Okay.
When it's hot, humid it out, it just weighs me down right there. Macaroni salad, honestly, kind of plain. There's only a few different things that are done with it. I like it, but you know what you get with macaroni salad. But people do their summertime pasta salads. I know my mom had her own recipe for doing it, which I just love. I've gone to other places and they might do chicken in it, or I've had them where it's like the seafood in it, and it's always so good. It's light. It's got pasta, so you want to eat a lot of it. Oh, it's just so good. It always makes me think of summer when I'm having those. Not the crap you get in the soup. I would say crap you get in the supermarket. I love pasta salad, so I will eat the supermarket pasta salad and be happy with it. But that's not a summertime pasta salad. That's a crying in my kitchen alone, just shoveling it in my mouth, thinking about how my youth has faded kind of pasta salad. The summertime pasta salad, got somebody that bringing it out in that big ceramic. I don't know if it's not a ceramic bowl, but it's either the white ones with the blue flowers on it, or kind of a yellow one. That comes in with the lid still on it. I've lost all my lids for everything I've ever had. Yes, it's so good. It's summery. You put something bright, like a bright dressing on it, and it is just good stuff. The only drawback is when it's the elbow noodles and you've got the paper plate and the plastic fork, and you're just trying to chase them around that plate. It's so tough to get the last ones on there. My move, make sure nobody's looking, and then it's just plate and mouth. And
Power slide.
That's
Power
right.
slide right into the mouth.
The visual representation right there.
All right. So I have an objection with your number 4. You try to wedge 2 different foods in there. A salad with lettuce as the base is very different than a pasta salad.
I agree.
Didn't you try to wedge them in together?
No, I didn't say salad. I said
I thought when you were doing the Caesar and all that, you were talking about a regular.
No. Like when people put the salad dressing right in the pasta salad.
All right, I'm withdrawing. I'm withdrawing my objection.
Get that objection out of here.
It's out of there. All right, I can't really argue. It's kind of like, you could argue the mayonnaise is too heavy. It's close. The salad dressing could be close, but okay. Mine was barbecue chicken on the grill. I love barbecue chicken on the grill. And I have. It's probably the thing I like. I've learned to cook. It used to be growing up, we would marinate the chicken in the barbecue sauce and put it in on the grill. That's the wrong way to do it. That's going to char your barbecue sauce, and you don't need that. You need to cook it without any sauce on it, get it almost all the way, and then when it is just about done, you coat one side, let it sit for a minute, flip it over, coat the other side, let it sit, and it is delicious. It's kind of healthy for you. It puts a lot of sugar in it with the barbecue sauce, but it's chicken, so of the meats, not bad. And I also like it with leftovers. You can also chop it up and put it on if it's a boneless chicken breast, you can chop it up and put it on a salad and make it like a chicken Caesar salad and that sort of thing. So it's versatile. You can do something with the leftovers. Cold chicken is wonderful as leftovers on salads and things like that. So that's my number 4.
I want to argue, but I actually love that too. That is one of my favorites. And you even described the right way to do it, where you cook it and then right at the end do the barbecue sauce on it, because I love that. Caramelizes on there a little. You bite into it. It's like a layer of warm barbecue sauce on it.
Yeah, it thickens, but it doesn't char, right? But when it warms up, it also keeps it from running off of it. Exactly.
The only quibble I would have is I think this, like a leg or a thigh, something with the bone in, is light years better than where you're doing like a boneless chicken breast.
Oh, I would agree. I'm talking about if you have them to use over. Like I don't like dark meat on a salad, but you're right. You're absolutely right. Like you are absolutely right. 100%.
We're reaching the point now where between the two of us, it's like, no, I like that too.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and I knew there was a couple on my list that would be pleasing for you. All right. Amy agrees with me on the grilled chicken sauce, grilled barbecue sauce chicken. Yeah. That's the way to do it.
Yeah,
cool. All right.
Quality right there. I'm a fan.
I'm a fan. Yeah. Number 3, Jerrod.
So my number 3, I have ice cream, but not just any ice cream. I'm not talking Ben and Jerry's. Like when I think of the summertime ice cream that I like, I think of the ice cream stand ice cream. The one where you've got to wait in the hot line for way too long, pay way too much, $5 a scoop type of ice cream, but it's so good. And it's such a summertime thing to do. Even just driving by those stands with the ice cream, I always think like, oh, I could just pull right over there and grab some ice cream. Now, I am the person who will sometimes say like, that is just so expensive. You're overpaying for it. They can get, a gallon of ice cream for the price that you're paying for, a 2-scoop cone or something there. But you know what? That gallon of ice cream will never be as good as the stuff you get from the ice cream stand. Some they make it themselves, some they don't. Some honestly just might be Friendly's brand ice cream that they're scooping out of Hershey's brand. I don't care. It's summertime. I'm in line at the stand. It's hot out. It's humid. I'm eating ice cream with my friends right there. It's just the way to do it. It's like 360 summertime right there.
Amy, particularly this second week in a row, she has called out, "Holy cow!" I guess I got to go try this place. I was actually there the other day in the morning though, so it wasn't time for ice cream. Although the Vanilla Bean, which is right next to my house in Matunic, opens at 8:00 in the morning.
Breakfast.
Yeah, and they have a day where that's breakfast for ice cream. That's like in July. But anyways,
that's the most breakfast ice cream is the most important ice cream of the day.
There it is. I knew this was going to happen. I didn't think of ice cream. It would have been on my list. So I've already like, oh, of course, ice cream. But I know you're going to agree with me that this should be on the list, and probably is on the list. This is one that I was like, Jerrod's going to go for it. Number 3, barbecue ribs. Yeah, barbecue ribs, pork, baby back ribs, slow grilled for hours and hours and hours and hours, fall off the bone. Again, this is one where you can start putting a little bit of sauce on early because you want a little char, and then you want at the end put a whole bunch on so you have the best of both worlds. I actually have started. I don't have a smoker, so restaurant ribs are going to be better than the ones that probably you can make at home unless you have a smoker. You have to have the right equipment. But what I've been doing is I've been par cooking them in the Instapot and then finishing it on the grill, and it falls off the. It's a pretty good alternative for those of us that can't rationalize buying a smoker for the 3 times a year I'll have ribs. so yeah, ribs.
I don't want to ruin, bury the lead or whatever the term is for ruining, but barbecued ribs might be discussed a little bit later on as well.
I had a feeling. He's going to have it. He's going to have it higher up than 3. But...
I'm afraid to talk. I don't want to blow all my material on him right now.
I hear you. All right. We'll move on. Go ahead. What's your number? What's your number 2?
My number 2, not an expensive dish, not a fancy dish. It's one that's available year-round, but so much better in the summer, and that's hot dogs for multiple reasons. One, a grilled hot dog, with a little bit of that char, that extra smokiness, so good when you get a crunch when you bite into it. It's really only in the summer where you toast the buns. If I'm at home, I'm not toasting the hot dog bun. I'm just not. But if it's outside on a grill, I could just throw that bun on there. The New England style buns are the best. They're made for toasted on that grill. They're so good. I had so much more about the hot dogs. So I grew up in a very baseball loving family.
Mm-hmm.
Really comes from my mom's side. Everybody played baseball. Everybody loves baseball in the family. It's funny because that's my mom right there. She loves her hot dogs burnt.
Yeah.
But in the summer when my daughters would come out to Connecticut and all the cousins would be over and be playing wiffle ball. I remember watching the game. Somebody hits the ball out in the outfield. My mother, who's a grandmother, she would know exactly where to be in the infield when they're out throwing the ball in and everything. Very baseball family. And eating a hot dog while watching baseball at a baseball field it's just special. Even if you're not a baseball fan, like going to any sporting event, they're always better live and in person, even if you don't like to watch them on TV. But it's just so Americana. I remember Charlie Brown used to have a thing where he said, hot dogs always taste better in front of a baseball game. And I agree with him. He is so right. So for me, that hot dog, I love hot dogs. And it's 2 different ways with those summer hot dogs. The grilled hot dogs when they're coming out, and then the baseball game hot dogs. Just such a fan.
I like it. I can't argue because guess what? Same. But I also put hamburgers and hot dogs, and I'll tell you why. I know that's kind of wedging them together.
And that's fair.
But for me, that's the treat of summer. In the winter, I would never make a hamburger and a hot dog.
You're right.
But rarely when we have a group of people over that you don't have both. And I always have to have one of each.
You have to have both.
Yeah, you can't why choose,
When they say hamburger or a hot dog, to me, that's like Sophie's choice.
Yeah.
Please don't make me have to
Don't
make
make me
that
have
choice.
to choose that. And since I've moved to Rhode Island, I discovered the wonder that is Soggy's hot dogs.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they are so good. If your mom likes them burnt, they crisp up. That skin crisps up. Jerrod, do you have an air fryer?
I do.
Okay, so this isn't for summer. I digress a little bit. A soggy in an air fryer is very close to a grilled hot dog. It crisps up the same way as the grill does. So if you're missing summer in the dead of winter, put a hot dog in the air fryer. But anyways,
I've had times where I've kept like a George Foreman grill out and ready to go all the time, right by the sink. And hot dogs would be the main thing that I would put on there. Put them in there, just get that nice hot dog bite on them.
Yeah.
Oh, I cannot say enough good things about hot. I'm a little embarrassed about how much I enjoy hot dogs.
Yeah, me too. So yeah, hamburgers and hot dogs. It is the cookout staple. We even, when we make chicken for the big cookout, we also make hamburgers and hot dog because people they don't want to choose; they want everything, and that's it. So and then when I say hamburger, however you want it, cheeseburger, whatever fixings you want on it. Same with your hot dog. However you like it. There's no wrong way. You just got to have them.
That's what I was about to say. Like, I think one of the joys of the summertime burgers and dogs on the grill are you can just put whatever you want on them. Things that in any other season, or if you were indoors, you wouldn't even think doing. It. Like if there's chips at the party, I'm throwing some potato chips on my burger. It's just that good. Hot dogs, like, you go to places, what is the name? Like Spike, something like that. They'll put all sorts of crazy stuff on hot dogs. And if you get into that, you can't stop yourself. Throwing some macaroni salad or potato salad right on your hot dog. Just all sorts of crazy things. And you'll do that when you're there, when you're outside, when you're just, because you don't care, because life is so good. Like when you're at a summertime cookout, life is just good. You can hang out with your friends, or you can just sit by yourself and make those noises as you're just housing the grill, the burgers and the dogs right there. Some of that pasta salad on the side, munch it on the chips, Doritos, eat some Doritos. I've never paid for Doritos in my life because somebody else always has them. So eating other people's Doritos. Oh.
Yeah, and then after everybody's done, there's usually a hamburger or a hot dog left. It's not bad. I will go for the cold hot dog or hamburger. Sometimes I put it back on the grill to warm it up a little bit. Sometimes it's good. Not as good as the original, but it's a perfect leftover. I like to call it summer Thanksgiving. Summer Thanksgiving.
It's just one of those beautiful sounds of summer. Hey, we got more burgers. Anybody want his last burger over here? I love it. It's like an angel is singing to me when I hear that. I love that sound.
Yeah, you got to be first in line for the burger, so by the time everybody's done, you're ready for your leftover burger.
Right.
Like, oh, I'm not being greedy. I'll have mine, but I know I'm going to get the leftover burger because somebody else that wants it is still eating their first round burger.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. So I think I know what your number one is. If you're paying attention, we know what your number one is.
My number one is barbecued ribs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, barbecued ribs is something I enjoy. I went to the cross-country barbecue tour. I love barbecued ribs, and you can get them year-round. But I'm specifically talking about the way that you have them in the summer. Sometimes your friend might have the smoker, sometimes not. Sometimes it's just the grill. And I agree with you. It's like cook them in a different way ahead of time, get them cooked, put them on the grill to get that char, slather that barbecue sauce on there because that's something you're not going to flip your ribs when they're on the grill. You're going to lay them down so that the meaty part is on top. That way you can put that barbecue sauce on there. It's probably not going to char and burn on you.
And remember, when you're grilling, put that lid down because then it bakes them. It's a grill and a bake. You're trapping that heat. You're getting it hot. It's cooking all around. It doesn't have to be directly on the fire. And because the bottom of the rib is not meat, it can burn. It can take the extra heat while the top is doing great.
And they're concave. So it's really just like the edges on both sides of the ribs that are actually touching the grill right there. You can put barbecue sauce on it, close it for a while, go back, put more barbecue sauce on it. So these layers just keep growing. Because man, I love when I'm eating those ribs that have been on the grill. The rib at that point, those are very fall off the bone ribs. Straight smoked ribs aren't fall off the bone. They're the chewy ones. Those are like competition ribs. Not going to complain because I love me some ribs. But the ones off the grill, those are just the fall off the bone ones. They cut them up. The barbecue sauce is already hot and on there already, and they're just coming off. You're licking your fingers, then putting your hand in that big bowl of potato chips that's right there. Everybody's doing it. You're swapping spit with everybody. You don't care because you're all eating ribs.
No.
And that makes you so happy.
The fingerprints are everywhere because your hands are a mess.
That's right. When your kids are little, that's when they want to bug you the most is when you're eating the ribs. Yep. You don't care. You're eating ribs. You're looking down on, oh, so good. You're so good. They're in their bathing suits. Because little kids at picnics and those, they always find a way to get wet. And there's always a pool or a sprinkler or something to run around. And so they're soaked. You can wash your hands on them. It's great.
I love it.
There's so many different ways to do it. Like I love the barbecue sauce way of doing it. But if you've got ribs on there, you can do vinegar mops on it while it's cooking right there. Get that flavor of it. But just something about ribs that have been on the grill that you're eating outdoors with everybody else. That is my favorite summertime food that there is. I cannot get enough of it. I will always eat too much of it. And I'm always happy. I've never been unhappy in the summertime eating ribs outside. Never.
I agree with you. I mean, I can't argue. It's uniquely summer, even though it's a year-round food. It's uniquely summer.
Yeah, it's like there's some foods that are just different in different seasons. Yeah. And to me, barbecued ribs really are one of those.
Yeah. All right, you ready for my number one?
I'm ready.
Watermelon.
Watermelon.
I love watermelon.
And you say, I knew, like, it's not a surprise you would say that because you've talked about how much you love watermelon before.
Yeah. It's and the way I eat it, which is in mass quantity, it's no longer healthy. It is way too much sugar that I should not be consuming, but it is fantastic, and it is only a summertime thing. It cools you off. It's the perfect fruit to bring to the beach. It chills up nice. You can cut it up put it in the cooler, bring it with you. It's good all hours of the day. I have it for breakfast. I don't care. It's fruit, So it even changes up your fruit cocktail measure. Like it there's a lot of reasons to have it. Fruit on a stick. It's great. You make a little fruit kebab. Amy, I love it. I love the watermelon. No with the cheese for me. No with the cheese. No. But I'm not a huge. I don't like all kinds of cheese, and feta and goat kind of don't do it for me. But people should try it.
So I'll say, I never dislike watermelon. It's delicious. It tastes good.
Yeah.
And I will agree. Summertime watermelon is so different than watermelon the rest of the year. Even like when I think about the outdoors picnic or beach watermelon is so different than the watermelon you've got it cubed in a fruit salad or something. It's not the same, not as good. When it's like ice cold and it's outside, you're eating that slice of it.
Yeah.
Going down to get it. I will agree with you. It is better than. I do find it a little bit underwhelming. Like, you love it, and I respect that, but I feel about watermelon the way I do about fireworks and parades. Like, you notice when somebody brings out the one, we got a watermelon we're going to have. Yeah, we're going to do watermelon. And it's like, I was just eating barbecued ribs and shrimp and stuff. But no, they're just acting all excited. So to me, most of the time, people act more excited about fireworks, parades, and watermelons than anybody actually really feels about them. And that's how I feel about the watermelon. I enjoy watermelon more than I enjoy fireworks and parades. I'll give you that.
There you go.
It's somehow less buggy. Fireworks and parades, I'm always slapping bugs. Watermelon, I'm never slapping bugs.
So a couple things. I like watermelon. You know, you say you've already and then you're eating ribs, and then you go to watermelon. You're like, what's the point? I think the point is you fill up on the ribs, but you can still eat watermelon. So it fits in between all the nooks and crannies in your stomach. Corn. You're right, Amy. I do love corn on the cob. Yeah, local farm stand. I love. We have the Silver Queen corn in Rhode Island. It's good for about 3 weeks in end of July, August, and it is the best stuff out there. I hate tomatoes, so I can't go with you there. But my dad loves a good heirloom tomato in the summer from the farm stand, so I know I'm probably in the minority about not liking tomatoes. So
I grew up on a farm, small farm, and we grew our own corn and grew our own tomatoes. And I guess it's one of those things where I've had it so much, and it was never like the thing I wanted most. Other people would be like, corn on the cob. Yeah, I can't wait to have that. But we had access to it all summer long. It was right there all the time. And out shucking it, we raised pigs, so you throw the husks to the pigs in the pig pen, and just wasn't as special to me.
Well, and I will say this, and this may be why ice cream wasn't thought of. I used to work at an ice cream shop, and for a long time, there was no special. Summer was just more, it was a year-round ice cream. It was Baskin-Robbins, so it was open year-round. And all the summer was just so much more busy, so there was some negative connotation. And all you can eat ice cream. You could have, they let you have what you wanted. And that wasn't good at 16, 17 years old. Yeah. So, but now I do love it. It's back. I don't have those negative connotations, but I have a feeling maybe subconsciously that's why I didn't put it in. So maybe we have a similar thing with corn. We had too much of a good thing in our life, and it dumbed it down.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I worked at a restaurant that also had an ice cream counter.
Yeah.
People would come in, and it was when I worked there, it was always some of my best friends who happened to work at the ice cream counter, like my cousin Michelle, my oldest friend in the world, Tyler. So there was that fun little, having one of my best friends over there, trying to make them laugh from the kitchen while they were interacting with customers. Just a lot of good memories of that as well.
Yeah. Yeah. There's, that's another thing. Summer jobs as a teen. When you didn't have school, you could do 8-hour shifts without batting an eye, and you were always working with your best friends and your best coworkers. And, I really took customer service seriously. Like I really wanted to do, and to this day, I work with college age students and, teach customer service and what makes good customer service. But there's nothing like it. There's nothing like those jobs. Like back in the day, they were like, the only responsibility you had was making sure you were there on time and staying for your entire shift. That was it. There was nothing, most of the, you were saving for something. Like the money was important to you, but it's not like paying the rent now, that sort of thing. So everything was really and this is nostalgia talking, because I'm sure I talk to any 16-year-old working at CVS, and they'll be like, no, I need the money. I got it, but how I remember it. And that was something summer as well. I worked all year, but during summer I can make some big bank. I could work the maximum and still have time to hang out and do everything you wanted to do.
Oh yeah. I loved working at a restaurant as a kid. I loved it. Some of my best memories. It really lets you down for the rest of your life when the most fun job you ever have is the one you have as a 16-year-old. Yeah. Like, hello, working is great. I can't wait to do this for the rest of my life. And then it's like, oh no, I was so wrong.
I was so wrong.
Downhill.
Yeah.
It's so bad. And I like my job quite a bit now.
Yeah, I agree. That's it. You can no matter how much you like your job, it's still a job. I don't care.
Yeah. I think one thing that made it better, like you worked in an ice cream shop. The restaurant I worked in was one that my aunt owned.
Yeah.
So it's not a chain. Working at at a small business like that, I think is just a lot better. You don't know. There's no corporate bullshit you ever have to deal with. I think, people go in to be managers at the smaller businesses like that. They're more interested in just things running well and properly, not any corporate bullshit that might come down that you have to deal with as a teenager.
Yeah. Hey, I will say this. I even though Baskin Robbins was a chain that was independently owned and operated, they had one store. But this is where I worked between my first job and going away to college. I went away to college at 22. I was a little bit non-traditional there. I didn't get my shit together, and I was working 1,000 jobs after I graduated. But I started working at a restaurant at Bradley International Airport, bussing tables. That was the only corporate job that I did during those years, and I hated it, and I didn't last that long. I left there to start working at, and this is going to date me, a mom and pop video store.
Nice.
Rented VHS tapes. This is before DVDs, kids. Way before DVDs. And then from there, I went over to Baskin Robbins, and they own the Baskin Robbins, this husband and wife couple, and they also own the 99-cent theater. So I worked at Baskin Robbins most of my shifts, and then every Friday night, I would sell popcorn concession at this 99-cent theater, and then I'd see all my friends, because in town, that's what you did. So instead of being able to go to the movies with them, I got to work it. And I thought I was getting the best end of that deal. I was getting paid. And once, as long as I could see the concession stand, I can go watch the movie and then just run back to concession, So, And then I started working for a good friend of mine's comic book store. And I was their only employee for a long, long time. So, yeah. Those are the jobs, man. Those are the jobs, right?
You know what? I say now, you see the gray beard. I'm coming up on the far side of it. But jobs that you don't have to give a shit about are really a lot of fun to work. I always say I'm never going to retire, not because I haven't saved money or anything like that. It's really because I can't ever live a life where I don't have a reason to set the alarm. Because I will just vegetate. My life will be my bed, my couch, and that is it. And I don't want to. I need a reason to get up and do those things. But I'm looking forward to being able to be old and work at a job that I don't give a shit about. I'm going to enjoy it. Even you're
going to end your career like you started it.
Right, exactly. Even when I was in the military, when I was in the Marines, at one point in time, I was down in Tampa, stationed down in Tampa, and my buddy down there, we're like, I'd like to get into the games for free. So we're talking about selling, working concessions, walking around the stand, selling beer or whatever. And I was like, he asked me if I wanted to do that. I'm like, I don't want to do that. But what about security? Could we look at something with security at the games? And then we ended up getting weekend jobs there, Sunday jobs, doing we call it security house. We were checking tickets there.
Yeah.
And it was so cool. We did the when you first get it and they walk everybody around. We were able to walk onto the field, all around the stadium, underneath it. It was really cool. And we wanted to get into games for free. And then the very first game was a preseason game. We were checking tickets outside for people coming into the stadium. So that sucked. But I did it for a few more weeks, and it was kind of cool. It's a long day. You're there a couple hours before the game and then a couple hours after the game. I'm not making a ton of money at the time. It was good for my life then. I was younger. I had a daughter, and a very young daughter. And I think my ex-wife might have been pregnant at the time. So she wasn't able to do much work at the time. So a little extra money to come to the household. But it was just enjoyable. It was so low stress. I need to see your ticket. Okay, go ahead. And I got to see NFL games, college football games, Major League Soccer games. I was there for some country music concert. It was enjoyable.
Which venue was this?
Say again?
Which venue?
Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, very nice stadium. Yeah. And I really liked being in Florida at the time. It could be hot, but I was always right in the shade. I'm not running back and forth in the middle of the field or anything like that. It was a fun gig because when you don't have to care about your job, to me, that's not an excuse to do it poorly. That's not how I take it. I'm never going to try to do a job poorly. But when you don't have to give a shit, it also just takes all that stress off you. just like, I'm just doing what I got to do, and I'm going to have a good time while I'm doing it.
But while I'm doing it, yeah. It's the best. When I have what I like to call low job satisfaction days, and again, love my job, but everybody has them. I fantasize about if I only had health care. If it only came with healthcare, I quit my job and go work, manage a movie theater. Like that's the dream, like low stakes, low stakes that, I show up in my shift and I do a good job, make sure everybody's having a good time, entertain people, and then get to go home when the shift's over and not worry about it. The only thing I got to worry about is, when's my next shift? There is that, so yeah, I have a feeling there's, like you, I don't feel like the need to work much past retirement, but I do feel like picking up a shift or two at a movie theater or something that I really enjoy doing could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, like I think of like working at some sports venue wherever I may live at the time. I, don't need to make much money, but probably get something easier, less stressful on my body at that point in time.
Yeah.
But, see the players come through and coaches and whatever and give them high fives. Or one of my other things is like being that guy at the car dealership. You drive people to work when they drop off their car.
Yeah, it's always a retiree, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's always a retiree.
Always a happy retiree.
Yeah, oh, very happy, very happy. Yeah, I agree. Driving that dealership car around.
Yep. Oh, you gotta go to that job you hate every day? Let me drop you off there. And then I'm gonna go back whistling to do another run. I'll see you at the end of your crappy day. Yeah, I'll still be in a great mood. Listen to my podcast.
Yeah, you're going to a crappy job so you can afford the ripoff that the dealership's about to give you for fixing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Enjoy paying for the screw job you're getting here, buddy.
Yeah. Thank you for paying my salary for the next month on what you're paying.
Oh no, we're stuck in traffic. I don't give a shit.
I don't care.
I got nowhere to be.
No, and I got a million things to talk to you about.
I'm gonna put it in the park and take off my shoes while I'm driving.
Yeah.
You don't mind, do you?
I love it. Yeah, I think it's all good stuff. So yeah, summer. What about summer activities? Is there anything? Are you a beach guy, a pool guy? Are you a swimming guy?
No, I'm not. I'm not a swimming guy, and it's not that I don't know how. I've got a lot of stories.
You got a lot of stories, yeah.
About having to be able to be a good swimmer.
Yeah.
In the Marines, we get tested on that.
Yeah.
So, but I just abhor getting into cold water. I hate going into cold water, and that was one of the things. Like once I didn't have to go into cold water anymore. Like I'm not going to go into cold water anymore. I will, go right up, dip my foot in and be like, that is enough.
That's enough.
And with my daughters, they'd be like, come on, Dad, come in the water. It's like, let me feel it. No, that is cold water. Now
this was down in Florida.
Oh, that was nice when it was down in Florida.
Yeah.
That was nice warm water. And I'll be honest, like if people are going to the beach, I enjoy going to the beach with people. Yeah. I'm not going to organize a beach trip myself, and I'm not going to go to the beach by myself. But if others are going to the beach and I get invited along, I'm going to go and I'm going to have a great time. Got my beach towel in the trunk of my car. I've always got like a Frisbee and a football, stuff I can bring to the beach with me, and just have a good time.
Love it.
I really do enjoy it.
Yeah. As a kid, we didn't, my parents, they worked real tough jobs, and my mom was a stay-at-home, so there wasn't a lot of money. So we did pools, like the community pool, and then as a treat, we would drive, a Connecticut kid as well, drive to Rocky Neck, and that was a big deal, and that was a lot of fun. And then eventually we went camping at Rocky Neck. That was a lot of fun. And then when I was a teenager, we got an above ground pool, and that's when I was like a teenager and a little bit like, I don't really, it's too convenient to be back, so I never got in it. Maybe if it was really hot, but my dad loved it. He was in it every night after work. He'd get in it, he'd clean it, he'd take care of it. It was his project. And then, we were blessed. I've been coming to this, I'm in my beach house right now at the cottage in Ray Carpenter's Beach since I was 16. So, and I don't really, I like being at the beach. I love looking at the water. But I'm with you. I'm not a big swimmer. I used to be when I was a kid. Couldn't get me out of the water, but now it's. I probably go in the water 3-4 times a season when I'm really hot, and I don't like laying on the sand because it's just gross. But I love being by the water, so I'm kind of non-traditional. But I'm just very happy. Like I'll bring my chair and sit right on the escorts of the parking lot and the beach. So and I'll lather up, and then if I get hot, maybe I jump in. But most likely, I'm just gonna go back and shower at the end of the day. But it makes that, because I get to do that, it makes summer barely inch out autumn as my favorite time of year.
I actually, the one time I really am wanting to go swimming is when I'm at the beach, especially when it's like the bigger waves. Like Rocky Neck didn't have the big waves. I like when it's more waves. I don't want to go swimming alone, so it's always like looking for someone. Like, hey, anybody want to go swimming? Hey, you feel like going swimming? Hey, you going swimming? I'll go with you. I'm pulling that move right there. Now, when I was a kid, we would do, when I was a little kid, we lived in Germany. My dad was in the army, stationed over there. And there, the pools, public pools were a huge, huge thing. And they're all like, you got to wear the swim caps. They've got these showers you got to go through when you get there. And in the winter, it'd be indoor. In the summer, they'd open up these big, beautiful outdoor pools that a bunch would be swimming in. Then we moved back, and like, you don't really see this much anymore, but we go swimming in rivers and in lakes and things like that. And then my parents, who, they both worked very hard.
Yeah.
Didn't make a ton of money raising 2 kids. They were young.
Right.
Got a above ground pool, got a used one.
Yep.
Put it up, and it was kind of like when I was little, I'd love to go in it all the time and everything. Once I became a teenager, I just wasn't into it as much. When friends would come over, they'd always want to go into it, so I'd go into everything, but I wasn't into it as much. But same thing, my folks, like right at the end of the day, they'd go for a dip in the pool, then go to bed, so they'd be nice and cool.
Yeah.
That was they definitely got their money's worth.
I agree with that. I agree. Well, Jerrod, I live in this this to save on rent. I live in this beach house until they throw me out, which is October. So anytime you want to go swimming, I may not go in with you, but I'll go down. You can come on down, jump in I'll stand at the water's edge.
Ian, you want to go swimming? You go swim. You want to go in? You want to go in the water? Hey, we're about to go swimming. I'll go with you.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm here, an autumn swim. And I'll be honest with you, it's a good time of year to go swimming. The air is cold, so you're going to pay for it when you get out, but the water's warm because it's been heated by the sun all summer. So, it takes a while for it to cool off.
You're going to have that watermelon juice all over your hands and then your beard and everything. You're going to need to go in.
I'm going to need to go in. I'll go in. If you come all the way down.
If I bring a watermelon with me, I'll just cut it up and I'll house it.
Well, it'll float. It'll float. You can make me. I have to go get it. You can toss it in. I got to go get it.
Can't give up a good watermelon. Don't just leave the watermelon in the water.
What else you got going on?
That is a really good question.
Yeah.
So I'll talk about since our last show.
Yeah.
I went out to visit my daughters because my youngest daughter just graduated high school.
Congratulations.
National Honor Society, if I may brag a little bit. So that'll be, she's going to be going to school next year and everything, going to college.
Yeah.
And now all my kids are out of school, and it happened so fast.
Yeah. I can only imagine.
And like for me, the Marines, I was always going around. So they live with their mom, and it was I'd see them Christmas for a little while, but in the summer is where I'd see them the most. So a lot of the things that I loved doing during the summer was just because I was doing them with my daughters. And I love them every age, but anybody who knows me can probably imagine I really like kids. I love playing with kids. I'm a big kid myself in a lot of ways, and just doing things like going to amusement parks in the summer when it's with your little kids, it's so much better. It's just so nice and neat. And they might complain a little when it's hot, but you know what? You're hot too. And it's like, you know what? I get it. Let's go into this store, this gift shop. It's somewhere cool right now that we can do it. And they do the little kid rides, which is cool. And eating little kid food at the restaurants and those means I get to eat little kid food too. Hey, I'm all about mac and cheese and hot dogs and all that good stuff. And then going to the beach, when they're little kids, when they really want to go to the beach was really nice. Like I never had it be where it'd be like, we're going to the beach and they're complaining the whole time. No, they were looking forward to the beach. They'd go out there, slather everybody up with suntan lotion and do the thing where it's like running to the water. Oh, the waves coming in, turn around and run away. Doing all that kind of fun stuff. So that's, because like you, autumn is a season I like a lot.
Yeah.
And growing up, I think I probably liked it more. Smells good. My birthday's in October. The school year starts and it was like, oh, crap, school. But it was always exciting to start a new school year and everything like that. Autumn is the start of between September and the end of December. That's when most of the annual holidays are coming in. So now every month you're going to get some time off. So there was a lot to like about that, but summertime has easily leapt into the lead since then.
Yeah,
those times with my kids, and it made me appreciate all the summer stuff that much more. And now, I love summer, but I need to be invited to stuff in the summer. Like when Pig used to be at Southside Cultural Center, and that was over in South Providence. And one of my favorite things would be like on a Friday night or a Saturday night, you go there. I'd park as far away from the building as possible because there's a chain link fence, and it was like a community. It was all the houses that were there and everything. And people would be grilling, and there'd be happy music playing. You could smell the food on the grill, and I loved it. I just loved that whole thing. Just felt so summery, so celebratory to me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I think summer gets an unfair advantage because as kids, we didn't have school. So we were always looking for it introduced us to, for me as somebody that celebrates Christmas, December was always in a magical time between, Thanksgiving and Christmas were always a magical time, and then summer. So it's kind of like the spring and fall were at a disadvantage. And it wasn't until I got older that I recognized, oh my God, I love going to like a county fair that happens in the fall. I love cider. I love, the turning of the leaves and the smell of leaves burning or wood burning, all those fall things. So, summer still does edge it out a little bit, but autumn is very close. Autumn, and I, as much as I enjoy Christmas and Thanksgiving, I hate the cold. So, winter will always be a little in the last place.
Yeah, I think as New Englanders, we have better autumns than a lot of the rest.
Oh, that's true.
The leaves are changing colors, and with the apple trees and everything, it just will smell nice.
I forgot we have a international show, so I got to be careful about just talking about a very specific region.
That's right.
We don't want to offend our friends from Egypt. I don't want to do it. Right.
Exactly. New England, America, Northeast America for all you folks who aren't familiar with it.
Right. Yeah. Because New Yorkers can kind of understand what we're talking about. You're not that far gone from New England. Upstate is very close.
Yeah, even Pennsylvanians.
Yeah. So
just as you come up here, it's northern New York, I'll grant you, but it's like, the difference between like Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont, and like Virginia is massive.
It's massive.
When it comes to the fall. It's just
true.
So nice. True.
I love it. We get the fall. It comes in hard, and it does not stay long. That's the fall.
The leaves change colors, and it's so beautiful, but they're getting more and more brittle. And then whenever it is, late October, the big storm comes through with all the heavy rain and the strong winds, and there go the leaves. And now you can be more safely when you're at a stop sign.
Yep.
You need to pull out. Now you can see the traffic that's coming. So that's cool until the snow comes and it's all plotted with those big, stupid, dirty ass piles and nobody can see anything.
You see. Yeah. So basically spring is the only time you can really drive safely.
Yeah. I've got to say, spring in New England is the worst season. I don't like being cold either.
It's cold and wet.
Yeah. I don't like driving in the snow, but spring, it's just, in New England, it's really rainy. It's muddy. Here, it doesn't really get warm until May or June.
And it teases you. You have the late snowstorms, and then it'll go to a nice spring day, and then go right back to snow.
Spring.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, spring is here. This is great. And then
Nope.
it's like, ha, gotcha. Sucker.
You stupid. We caught you again. Another year. We got you. Mother Nature does not mess around. Yeah.
Every spring I fall for it.
Yeah. Even when we say I'm not falling for it, in the back of your head, you can't help it. You fall for it. Totally. It's totally irrational, and it happens, and it stinks. And I think that's why New Englanders are bitter. They have a reputation of being mean, bitter people, and it's because we get psyched up by spring every year.
Every single spring, we'll say to somebody, oh, finally, it's warming up.
Yeah.
Weather's finally getting nice. And then it just turns to crap.
Yeah. Well, we also put up with that winter. You would think we start to feel like we deserve a mild spring. Like, we had that horrible winter. Horrible, right? You know, lots of snow. I had to shovel 500 times. Driving in it, it's crap. We earned it. It is now it's sunny. We earned it. And then, nope, we don't get it. It stays cold forever. And then we get spring. Although this year it's weird. It's cool. It's in summer, and we still haven't seen multiple days past 80. There's been 80s, but it hasn't stayed 80,
You know what's so New Englandy about us, Ian?
What's that?
Is we're doing a show about how much we love the summer, and we find a way to start bitching about it. Winter and spring.
And we're talking about the weather, which is the most New England thing to do. Exactly. It's like being in California and talking about which direction is the best way to get to somewhere.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Those are analogous. Yeah, I agree.
I think that's why I lived in Southern California. It's honestly my favorite place I've ever lived. And I think it's because there it feels like summer year round.
All the time.
It doesn't get excruciatingly hot, or rarely does. It's just like perfect weather year round. It just feels summery year round. That's why I love it so much.
I am the only place in California I've been is the San Francisco area. I spent a couple days in San Francisco, and then the rest of the time in the Santa Rosa area. And I did not like it. First of all, I went in August and was under the impression that it wouldn't be cold. Holy crap! Is it cold in August? And I think Mark Twain says the coldest winter I ever spent was August in San Francisco. I brought shorts. That was not the right call. But then everything was so brown because they just don't get rain. And that really bothered me. I don't know. It was like I was like August should be green,
Like San Francisco to me is a beautiful city.
The city's great.
Such a beautiful city. We're not going to get into politics on the show, but there's some things they try to do well, and I think they take it a little bit too far, and it ends up making it worse.
But anything in extreme, Jerrod, is
exactly.
Yeah.
But it's gorgeous. It's one of the most beautiful cities I've ever seen. Taking the trolleys up the big hills, the buildings with the Gothic stone design, everything looks really nice. But you go down to San Diego, like I used to hear the stories of people like going to San Diego for a week for work or a conference or something and never leaving. Then I lived down there and I met those people, and you can totally see why.
Yeah.
It's perfect weather. It's so nice. I just loved every single bit of it.
Yeah, I need to. There's a few places in the U.S. I need to go, and the San Diego area is one of them. I want to check that out because it's polar opposite of the other side of the state that I visited, and then so I do want to experience that. I also want to go to Vegas in the desert area just to say I've been out there. I would have fun at Vegas, but it's more geographically than it is for the casinos and stuff like that I'd like to see.
So I'd
like to see the Grand Canyon.
I've been to Vegas a few times because in Southern California, you're not that far.
You're not that far,
Vegas, like 3 hours there. And it is a neat thing. I like casinos. I like to gamble. I like to play poker. Yeah. I think the gambling in Vegas isn't great. You're probably better off if you like doing that, going to a local casino.
Yeah.
Great people watching. And those casinos are just neat. They're just cool.
Yeah. Oh, I would like it for facilities. I'd want to walk in every hotel. I'd want to see what everyone has to offer.
And so Vegas does two things. They've got the old strip and then the current modern strip right there. And both of those have two great things going for them. One, you can go to any casino You can buy these big plastic drinks, and you can walk around outside drinking frozen alcoholic beverages any time of the day or night. And that is great. That's cool. That's fun. That makes it feel like it's a vacation. The other thing, because it's like all these casinos that are all big and they're all open 24/7, bathroom opportunities. I hate when I'm out doing stuff and I'm looking for a bathroom. That's like where like New York City, great city, like going there and visiting. But you're walking around and it's like you're checking the internet. Like, I need a bathroom now. Where can I find one? And it's always a pain in the ass.
It's always a pain in the ass.
You're walking those strips. It's right in the next casino. That is right there next to you.
Yep.
It's great. I really like.
Yeah, I hear you. It's funny. I was going to make the argument. New Orleans, you can drink outside 24 hours a day as well. But the bathroom is not plentiful in New Orleans like it is. So Vegas one-ups New Orleans for that reason. Yeah.
Have you ever been to Atlantic City?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a bigger like that. Because when you're walking on the boardwalk, there's all the casinos right there. You can always go into each of them. I went there once, and on the boardwalk, they happen to have the parades. It was like all the local Miss New Jerseys, I guess you could call it. I don't know if it was the Miss New Jersey for every town or county in New Jersey going through there. A lot of mustaches. A lot of mustaches in New Jersey in the Miss New Jersey parade.
Yep. No, that checks. That tracks.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So should we do plugs, man? Yeah. I actually have plans at 8:30. So I'm like, I got a hard out.
Cut the show short.
Yeah, I got a short tonight. Just a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you got? What do you got coming up? You got a show this week?
So this Saturday at 7 p.m., Providence Improv Guild, Dr. Nighttime, you're going to be performing with the House Harold team right there. So we will be doing that. And then I'm sticking around at 9, performing with a bunch of Dr. Nighttime. Actually, is going to be performing with Alan Souza's team at 9 p.m. at Providence Improv Guild as well. So big old night of improv there. If you were in Providence, go to improvpig.com.
Yeah.
Check out. Look for the shows. Get the tickets online right there. Come see me and my team.
Yeah.
Next Friday, not this Friday, but next Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. I'll be at the Warwick Center for the Arts with Bring Your Own Improv, doing some short form improv action there. So come on out. You like both of those, you can just show up. Come on in, watch some improv, laugh, have a good old time.
Yeah. And I just have one show coming up. It's also next Friday, so you got to choose. Well, you can come see me at 7, and then Jerrod for the adult show at 9.
That's true.
That you could do both. You'll be out of Pig by 8 o'clock. You get a full hour to get over to Warwick. You can do it.
Yeah.
I'm in Nutflux and Chill and Chull. I always do that wrong. We do an improvised movie. So usually 3 acts, start to finish, get a full plot. We make it up on the spot. Tons of fun characters. We usually get ourselves into some trouble, and you can watch us dig our way out of it so that we wrap it up. It's a lot of fun. Folks, our numbers aren't great at Pig lately. So I know it's summer. So for those of you watching now, or for those of you who I know watch this in between our shows, come to one of the shows at Pig. It's $5. You can grab a drink down at AS220, bring it up with you. For those of you who are looking for fun people to hang out, you don't have to perform. It's a community so that, the audience becomes friends. They become friends with the performers. Performers are always so happy when people come out. So come out to Pig, bring your own improv, any of the local theaters. But Jerrod and I are going to plug for Pig and Bring Your Own Improv because we're tied to that. So
always see. Well, you watch the show, you put your plug in, we'll put the plug up there. So while Andy's plug is up there, I'm going to kind of talk a little bit too about what Ian was touching on. You're looking for stuff to do. Yeah. Going to see these improv shows at Pig or at Bring Your Own Improv or any of those. It's such an easy thing to go out and catch a show there. It's not like when you go to see a band, or even when you go to see stand-up comedy connection in town, which is fun, and I think you should do both of those things. But that's going online, getting the tickets. Like, shit, where am I going to park? Am I going to be there on time? It just kind of feels more formal. Whereas when you're going to these improv shows, you can really just show up, sit where you want. It's real easy. It's a low stress audience type of event there.
Yeah, like with stand up, you could get picked on. There's a good chance you're going to get picked on. And if you're an introvert like me, that is the worst thing. I would never sit first 3 rows at a comedy night. And no. But at Pig, I'm not saying there is an audience interaction. There's at least minimally you're going to yell out the suggestion just so we can prove that it's made up on the spot. But if the forums that do require audience participation, you get to volunteer for it. We don't pull people from the audience without their permission, or we don't make fun of folks, So it's a fun way to do comedy, and it's also an art form. We're making it up on the spot. It's fun to watch once you kind of understand what we're trying to do. Even if it doesn't hit you right squarely in the funny bone, you're going to appreciate the effort that it took and thinking, like, how do their minds work? I love watching improv for that reason, not only to laugh, but also to be like, how did they get from A to B to C,
Yeah.
So.
I'll say, bring your own improv. You show up there in the audience. You won't get picked on if you don't want to get picked on. But there you have the opportunity to volunteer to do certain games.
Yeah, you can get on stage. Yeah,
if you wanted to try it out, that's a chance to do it. And at Pig, we're working at bringing the improv jams back too. And those are after the regularly scheduled shows. Be a short set, like 10 minutes, but it's anybody who wants to. So could be if you're an audience member who's never done improv before, but watched it or did classes a long time ago, you might want to come up and just give it a shot, and you'll get to do that with some of the performers who are performing there tonight. I love improv jams. Some of the funniest sets I've been a part of, some of the funniest sets that I've seen have been jams. All the rules go out the window, and it's totally fun.
And I'm going to say this to any of our viewers. If you're on the fence and you're like, you know what, I don't think it's worth the $5, if you direct message me, Ian Martin, I will put a free show card in an envelope, put a stamp on it, and send it to you, and you can get in for free. It's anybody. I offer that to anybody. So if it's the cost that's keeping you from coming, direct message me. I will put it in the next day. I will put your ticket in the mail. If it's local to Rhode Island, you should get it in a day, maybe 2, and then you can come see improv for free. And I guarantee, I'm giving you a guarantee in advance. Like, you don't need to ask for your money back. I'm just giving it to you. This is it. It's a lot of fun. And if you've never experienced it, do. And if you've experienced it elsewhere, every theater is different. Every theater feels a little different. So come on out and watch us.
Yeah, to me, it's such an easy way to be able to go out on a Friday or Saturday night.
Yeah, and it's local. I mean, it is right there. It is. The Pig moved, and we are now in the center of things.
Yeah.
So
it's very accessible. It's not very expensive. And if you do want to do more, it's like more low. You can go out and have dinner, and then go see an improv show, see the show, have a late dinner. It's very accessible in that way. I just give it a shot if you haven't before.
Yeah.
And if if you're watching this and you're not from here in Rhode Island, where you've got the shows here that we watch, see the local scene wherever you are. There's talented people all over the country. Live comedy is always funnier than what you will see on a screen.
So Hartford has CT Improv. Boston has like a 3. I know Improv Asylum, Improv Boston. New York City's lousy with them. So there usually, if you're near a major city, there's improv. So I know Springfield, Mass. Holyoke has a theater. I'm trying to think of places that I have connections with.
Mr. Mass has a theater.
Yeah. So
they're everywhere.
Yeah,
it's totally worth doing.
Yeah, it is, and it's a good way. You're supporting local theater and having a good time while doing it. So, all right, my friend. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We'll be after the 4th of July. Yeah, it'll be it'll be the 6th of July. We're back here, and we'll have figured out a topic by then.
Right.
Yeah. Again, if you have any suggestions, members of the audience, leave them in the comment, and we will consider them. And but hey, thank you for spending this hour with us, and have a fantastic couple weeks, everybody. Happy 4th of July.
That's right. Enjoy your summer foods.
Yeah, buddy. All right, awkward waving. You ready?